Hey guys, it's Chris Wong. I'm filming this video as of September 29th, 2025, and I'd like to talk about changes I made to my portfolio, mostly changing inverse ETFs. So as a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just guys interested in building a portfolio and trying to achieve financial independence, retire early. So this video is kind of a part 2 of my last video, mostly talking about SPXU, SLTY, YQQQ, and SH. So in my last video, I talked about my thoughts to sell SPXU and buy other inverse ETFs because of the long-term trend to go down and because of the average annual return between SPXU and the other ETFs. So I'm not an expert in inverse ETFs, and I'm still not even an expert for regular ETFs as well. That's why I prefer dividends, and that's why I prefer most of my holdings to be based on indexes. I spent time looking at the dividend channel website and playing around with the DRIPS compound calculator. So when I was comparing SPXU with SH or SPXU with YQQQ and SLTY, it looked like XBTY. It didn't have any benefits holding long term whenever the market went through its up and down, and I tried to put the last day as April 2025 when there was a big crash at that time. So because I'm a buy and hold investor, just collecting dividends as much as possible, I'd rather have majority of my inverse ETFs that pay me dividends either on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis. So I actually sold SPXU to get mostly YQQQ and SLTY. And even though I was comparing SLTY with SPXU for the time that SLTY was available, it looked like it was a similar negative annual return based on the calculation on the dividend channel. But at least with SLTY, I'm collecting weekly dividends. And just thinking about now, as long as I'm holding YQQQ and SLTY for the long term, I know that the fund's going to go down in the long term as long as the market keeps going up. But because most of my holdings are based on regular ETFs that go up with the market because they're based on indexes, I don't care if SLTY, YQQQ, and SH, they go down in the long term. And even if I hold SLTY and YQQQ for the long term, I'm still collecting dividends. And if they go down as the market goes up, at least I'm still collecting dividends on my regular ETFs that are based on indexes. So my portfolio is still going to grow over time. And even if I lose capital on the inverses, then I'm still collecting dividends that pay down the margin. So SPXU and SH, it seemed like it only benefited if I was a short-term investor. If I know how to do short-term trades, then I think there's a place to use SPXU for people who understand how it actually works. The total amount I sold SPXU, I want to use approximately the same dollar amount to get those other inverses, and I actually want to purchase COYY and XBTY by Granite shares. And I did this because I saw that they were down from last Friday, even though it's kind of picking back up, but I also want to increase my Tuesday dividends from Granite shares. So the experience I had with margin calls last March and April 2025, it seemed like I would get margin calls several days before the Friday's dividend payout, or if it pays out on Monday like Questrade does. So let's say the margin call happened on Tuesday, then I cannot wait until Friday for the dividend to pay down the margin call because the brokerage may only give me at most 2 days. And sometimes if the margin call is really bad, they might only give me like 5 hours from the time they notified me. So I just found out today, just out of curiosity, what my withdrawal buying power is. And I found out because of all these big changes I made, I can't withdraw money from my Wealthsimple account until all the transactions are settled. So now I have to think about building a bigger emergency fund, or if I decide to make bigger changes in the future on my margin account, then I might as well withdraw some cash out of margin first to put aside, and then make all the changes I need to make. Since I started learning how to use margin on Wealthsimple and Questrade, I made it a goal that if I have to make any purchases, I'm going to make majority of my purchases through the Wealthsimple cash card. And since I'm using more margin on Wealthsimple linked to my TFSA, I'm being more strict about just using money from my Wealthsimple margin to buy things and not using my credit card to buy things. And if I'm using my credit card to pay my car insurance because my car insurance is auto pay from my credit card, then I have to pay it off right away. To me, it's not good to have a negative cash balance on my margin accounts to buy stocks on margin and to have a credit card balance at the same time. I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, please subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thank you guys for watching.